quizzes, or you are back because you are going to be completing a quiz of 2023 and seeing how well you remember football this calendar year. So, like most of our quizzes, it's pretty bog standard. 20 questions, 1 point for each question. 20 is the maximum. Let me know what you get in the comments below. All of these questions, remember, will be in the 2023 calendar year, not the season, but the whole year. They're going to be a mix from Europe, a bit of international football, Premier League, all of this sort of stuff. So hopefully you have remembered and watched a lot of football this year. Give it your best go, and yeah, hope you guys do well. This is also, I think, probably our last video of the year, so I just wanted to say thank you so much, because genuinely this has been the best year of this channel's history. I mean, we haven't had a big history, but still, the growth has been insane, and I've absolutely loved it. So hopefully we go into 2024 for even bigger things. But this is your chance to end 2023 on high. So let's see how you do. Starting off with question 1, I will give you, of course, a bit of time on each question to answer, but question 1 is: which Italian side lost both their domestic cup final and a European final this year? So which Italian side lost both their domestic cup final and a European final this year in 2023? So, not necessarily the best of years for them, losing 2 finals, the domestic and a European one, but who was it? Starting off a little bit easy here, I think, just to ease you guys in. Although this one could be a little bit of a trick question. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer was Fiorentina, who lost the Coppa Italia final to Inter Milan and lost the Conference League final to West Ham. I think some of you might have said Inter. That was my first instinct on this question, but Inter did beat Fiorentina in that Coppa Italia final. Well, I got that right. Question 2. Who did Luton Town defeat in the playoff final to secure their promotion to the Premier League for the first time? So who did Luton Town defeat in the playoff final to secure their promotion to the Premier League for the first time? A bit of a championship question here. And also, by the way, not all of them are going to be based on last season. I've tried to go for a mix, about half and half here. Half of them are based on what's happened in this season, and half are based on last season, and they're all sort of arranged out between the months of the year, so we've got a good spread of questions. But for number 2, who did Luton defeat in the playoff final? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was Coventry. Luton beat Coventry on penalties to get promotion. Question number 3. This one's a bit harder. Who was the first Premier League manager to be sacked in 2023? So who was the first Premier League manager to be sacked in 2023? The year 2023. Who was the first one to go? This one is actually a lot harder than the last 2. I eased you in, but I have stepped up a little bit here. Think back. Who was the first? No, you don't want the first of who was going to get sacked last year, because that did not happen in 2023. So you want to think who got sacked a little bit later season. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer was Frank Lampard for Everton. Lampard got sacked in January by Everton. He was the first one to go in this year. That was tough. Well done if you got that right. Question number 4. Ilkay Gundogan opened the scoring at Wembley with the quickest ever FA Cup final goal. But after how many seconds did he score? Now I'm going to give you a leeway here because this is quite hard to get it bang on. I'm going to give you a leeway of 3 seconds. Okay, so firstly I have told you that it is in seconds, so it's under a minute. But for example, let's say you said your guess was 3 seconds, then you would get it right. If the answer was 6, then you would get it right. Okay, so you're gonna get a leeway of 3 seconds here. So the fastest ever FA Cup final goal Gundogan scored, but how many seconds did it take? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the answer was 13 seconds. So if you said 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds, 13 seconds, 14 seconds, 15 seconds, or 16 seconds, you will get the point. I'm being very, very generous there. So hopefully you should have got that right with that leeway. If you didn't, no worries, because you have question 5 here to make up for it. So in the January transfer window, Arsenal signed Leandro Trossard, Jorginho, and which other player in the transfer window? So in the January transfer window, Arsenal signed Leandro Trossard, Jorginho, and which other player in the window? So Arsenal fans, you might be in luck here. You should definitely get this right if you're an Arsenal fan. There is a range of clubs here as well, which I've tried to do. I try not to be too biased on the amount of questions on each club. So yeah, January window, they signed Trossard, Jorginho, and who? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer was Jakub Kivior. Jakub Kivior, one that might have slipped under the radar, but he joined in January 2023. Question number 6. Which player became the first player to be sent off on his Chelsea debut in the Premier League? So which player this year became the first ever player to be sent off on his Chelsea Premier League debut? Now this might be a little bit hard because Chelsea have made so many signings this year, but one of them got sent off on his debut, and that was the first ever time it's happened for Chelsea. But who was it? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The answer was Joao Felix. Joao Felix got sent off versus Fulham. Again, one that might slip under the radar. To be honest, before making this question, I completely forgot he played for us, but he did, and he got sent off on his debut. Well done if you got that right, and also if you remembered the game as well. I'm not going to give you a bonus point, but you get my respect. Question number 7. Which English team conceded 5 goals in a European game at home for the first ever time this year? So which English team conceded 5 goals at home in a European game for the first time in their history this year in 2023? So, conceded 5 goals at home. They are an English side. They obviously played in Europe either this year or last year, and they conceded 5 goals at home for the first ever time in Europe. Who was it? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The answer was Liverpool. Liverpool, if you can name the game, it was indeed Real Madrid. They lost 5-2 at home last season in the Champions League, a game which I kind of forgot about. Both of you guys did not, and you guys got that right. As we go into question number 8. Question number 8 is, can you name every goal scorer in Liverpool's 7-0 win versus Man United? So I want you to name me every single goal scorer in the 7-0 win over Man United. Now you don't need to tell me like how many goals they scored. So for example, if someone scored 7 goals, or someone scored 6 goals in the game, you don't need to say, Alisson scored 6 goals and the other guy scored 1. No, that's fine, you can just say their names, but I just want to know who scored the goals. I don't need to know how many they scored, but who scored the goals. Can you name them? 7 goals. Who scored them? Who scored those 7 goals in the huge, huge victory? This one is quite tough, but if you're a Liverpool fan, you should probably get this right. If you're a Man United fan, you probably erased this game from memory, so I expect you to probably just skip this question. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So the answer was Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo, Darwin Núñez, and Bobby Firmino. So Salah scored 2, Cody Gakpo scored 2, Darwin Núñez scored 2, and Roberto Firmino got 1. Well done, if you got that right. That was a little bit difficult. Let's go on to number 9. Which team knocked Manchester City out of the Carabao Cup to end their hopes of an unprecedented quadruple? So which team knocked Man City out of the Carabao Cup in 2023 to end their hopes of a quadruple? So Man City obviously won the treble this year, but who knocked them out of the Carabao Cup? Now, I'm not talking about this season's Carabao Cup, because they did get knocked out of that as well. I'm talking about last season's Carabao Cup, who knocked them out of that, because that was also in 2023. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The answer was Southampton. Southampton beat them 2-0 to knock them out of the Carabao Cup somehow, even though they got relegated. So, we're at the halfway mark now. Question number 10. Man United beat Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final to win their first trophy since which year? So sticking with the Carabao Cup. So that one, Man City didn't win the Carabao Cup that year. It was Man United who won the Carabao Cup, ending a trophy drought. Their first trophy since which season? Or sorry, not which season, which year? Give me the year. Which year did they last win a trophy? Man United fans, here's your question after skipping that Liverpool 7-0. A bit of a good question for you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer was 2017. 2017 was So I told you in the first question, Fiorentina lost the Conference League final to West Ham. But who did West Ham beat in the semi-finals to get to that game where they beat Fiorentina to win their first European trophy? West Ham fans will definitely remember this. Well, surely, if you don't get this right, oh god. A serious question needs to be asked if you're a West Ham fan and don't get this right, but if not, can you remember who did they beat in the semis? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is AZ Alkmaar. AZ Alkmaar. So to beat them over 2 legs, 3-1. West Ham did. Right. Question number 12. After their Champions League loss to Man City, Sadio Mane allegedly punched which Bayern Munich teammate? So, after they lost to Man City in the Champions League, Sadio Mane allegedly punched which Bayern Munich teammate? I'll be honest, I kind of forgot this happened, but yeah, in making this I was like, oh my god, I completely remember this now. It was a bit of a big headline. I actually did a video on this, I remember. So if you watched my channel back then, you might have a little bit of an advantage. But who did he punch his Bayern Munich teammate in the dressing room? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The answer was Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané and Sadio Mane had a scuffle apparently, and resulted in Mane being fined and suspended by Bayern Munich. Question number 13. The Euro 2024 qualifiers concluded this year, but who ended as the top goal scorer? So, Euro 2024 qualifiers ended this year, obviously besides the playoffs which will happen, but who was the top goal scorer of qualification? Who was the top goal scorer of qualification? Our first international football question of the video. Who was the top scorer in qualifying? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the answer was Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku scored 14 goals in qualification. Second was Ronaldo. Third was Mbappe, and other players up there were McTominay, Rasmus Højlund as well. So if you said any of those names, you were close, but if you said Romelu Lukaku, you get the point. Question number 14. Which player finished 4th in the 2023 Ballon d'Or? So who finished 4th, number 4, in the 2023 Ballon d'Or this year? Of course, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure most of you know this. Messi won the Ballon d'Or this year, and I think we all know who came second, but who came 4th in the Ballon d'Or voting? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer was Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne came 4th in the Ballon d'Or this year. It was Messi first, Haaland second, Kylian Mbappe third, De Bruyne 4th, and Rodri 5th. So, question number 15 now, not long to go. In July, which country won the CONCACAF Gold Cup? So, in July, which country won the CONCACAF Gold Cup? So the Gold Cup is the I'm sure. Here's your question. I'm sure you can get this right. Who won the Gold Cup? The Gold Cup this year. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer was Mexico. Mexico won the Gold Cup this year. They beat Panama in the final 1-0. Well done if you got that right. On to the final 4. Question 16. After Mike Maignan was sent off, which outfield player went in goal for AC Milan versus Genoa? So this year, Mike Maignan was sent off versus Genoa, and an outfield AC Milan player went in goal. But who was it? Who was it? They did end up winning that game. It made a lot of headlines, and again, like the Mane one, we did a video on this. We covered it in a video. So if you've been paying attention to the channel, you will easily get this right. Which outfield player went in goal for AC Milan versus Genoa? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer was Olivier Giroud. Olivier Giroud went in goal for Milan and actually pulled off a nice save. Well done if you got that right. Question 17. This year, Aston Villa went on a winning run at home from February all the way to December, but it ended with a draw to Sheffield United. How many games did they win consecutively at home? So, between February and December, Aston Villa won all of their home games. But how many games did they win consecutively at home? For all those Villa fans out there, this will be a nice one for you. For everyone else, take a little guess. How many games consecutively did they win? It was from February this year to December, about December the 20th, so a decent amount you would think. How many games did they win consecutively? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer was 15. Villa won 15 games at home consecutively between February and December. Well done if you got that right. On to question 18. Which Arsenal player had started 87 consecutive Premier League matches up until game week 8 of this season? So which Arsenal player had started 87 consecutive Premier League matches up until game week 8 of this season? So their streak of Premier League matches ended this year in game week 8 of this season. 87 matches consecutively, but who was it for Arsenal? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer was Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka started 87 consecutive Premier League matches until he was arrested in game week 8 this season. That is pretty incredible, to be fair. Right, number 19, the penultimate question. So Harry Kane joined Bayern Munich this year and has started very well. He is currently the Bundesliga top scorer. But how many goals has he got in the Bundesliga in 2023? So Harry Kane at Bayern Munich in 2023, how many Bundesliga goals does he have? Bundesliga scores those quite a lot, and for context, he has played 15 Bundesliga games in 2023. So 15 Bundesliga games he has played in 2023. How many goals does Harry Kane have? And I was pretty kind with leeway in Little Guy couldn't have gone one, so I'm not giving you a leeway here. As we are on the penultimate question, things are heating up. So you're going to have to get it bang on to get the point. How many goals has Kane scored for Bayern in the Bundesliga? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer was 21 goals in 2023. 21 in 15 Bundesliga games for Harry Kane. Absolutely exceptional. And we move on to the final question of the 2023 quiz. So, this year, a number of big names joined Saudi Arabia. Can you name me 6 big name players who joined Saudi in 2023? So I need 6 big name players who joined Saudi Arabian clubs in 2023. So they specifically joined in 2023. And they need to be a big name as well. I'm not accepting no, I don't know, Phil Smith who joined Saudi Arabia, or some random guy from some random league no one cares about joined Saudi. Nah. I need 6 big names, respectable names, who joined Saudi Arabia this year. Can you give me 6? 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Actually, I should probably not say that. That's a bit devilish, but anyway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Alright, so I'm gonna list off most of the big names which I would accept. If you named others and you think they're big names, put them in the comments and I'll tell you if, I forgot about them or if I accept them. And also other people, if someone puts in a name there, tell me if that's acceptable or not. Like I said, I don't want no Jack Smith here. Because there is plenty to name. So here are some of the names you could have said. Remember, you needed 6. So if you said any of these 6, give yourself a point. Neymar, Sadio Mane, Karim Benzema, N'Golo Conte, Gini Wijnaldum, Yasin Bono, Alexander Mitrovic, Otavio, Aymeric Laporte, Fabinho, Frank Kessie, Alan Saint-Maximin, Riyad Mahrez, Jordan Henderson, Malcolm, Roman Saiz, Alex Tellers, Sergio Fofana, Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, Roberto Firmino, Moussa Dembele, Marcelo Brozovic, Jota, Edouard Mendy, Ruben Neves, and Kalidou Koulibaly. So if you said any of those 6, give yourself a point. As I said, named any others, put them in the comments and we can debate it. But those were the players who joined Saudi in 2023. Cristiano Ronaldo did not join in 2023, by the way, he joined in 2022. But there we go. Those were the 20 questions. What did you get? Add up your scores, put them in the comments below. And once again, thank you guys for watching me in 2023. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys stick around for 2024, where we will be back with big things. But until then, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Please leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in another video.